All right, back for another beer review, and today I am reviewing a beer from Brewery Ommegang, and they are out of Cooperstown, New York. And this is their Brut IPA. So clearly this is a Brut IPA. Comes in at 6.3% alcohol by volume, 49 IBUs. And at the time of review, this bottle is just under 2 months old. So Brut IPAs, yeah. A lot of people have a love or hate relationship with them. For me, I'm leaning more towards hate recently. I haven't tried a whole bunch. I can count on one hand the amount I've had. The only one I reviewed on the channel was a collaboration between, I believe it was Finback and Collective Arts, but that one included some black currants, I believe. Believe it was black currants. And it was probably the best I've had to date, but then again, you know, it was a Brut IPA with fruit, not a true Brut IPA. The other ones I've had, they just haven't been for me. The one thing about the style is very effervescent, and on top of that, very dry, kind of, you know, it's trying to mimic champagne. And I don't love beers with super dry finishes, and I don't want crazy carbonation, which this style is all about. So I haven't found one that I enjoy yet, really, but I've heard some mixed reactions. There have been mixed reactions, mixed feedback on this one, although it's leaning more towards the positive side. I've heard a couple of my friends say this has been the best one they've had within the style, so I figured I'd grab it and give it a go. Now, like I said, it's under 2 months old. I believe they started distributing this beer sometime in the middle of December, so it should be fine. It has a best by like middle of May date, so in 2019, so we should be good. Anyway, let's crack into it, see what we got going on. I'm just hoping that I enjoy this one to some extent. I love what Ommegang does, and I love these bottles, these 12-ounce bottles that look so classy. I mean, they're beautiful. Hashtag proper glassware, not really, hennepin on the other side, but, you know, kind of. We'll just go hashtag proper glassware. So yeah, as you can see, this is pouring out like a, kind of like the carbonation is reminiscent of a champagne or like a really, really highly carbonated soda pop. Yeah, look at the carbonation. It has a notch in the bottom, but that thing is like a tornado in there. So this pours out this straw golden color. Wow, that is like super vibrant. I don't know how it's gonna come off on camera. It's pretty much super filtered, very, very clear looking. About a 2-finger of a bright, fluffy, soapy head. And yeah, wow, this one looks kind of more to the, more in the realm of what I expect from a Brut IPA. I've had a couple that are like kind of hazy looking. This one kind of mimics like what I would think they're trying to go for as far as a champagne beer, right? Or champagne IPA. Anyway, let's get a nose. Wow. Okay. Doesn't smell, it smells actually pretty good. I was gonna say it doesn't smell terrible. It smells pretty good. A lot of lemony, floral character to the nose. Some underlying like graininess, like a crackery malt, like almost like Pilsner malt. I don't know what they're using for the base malt here. Oh yeah, the hops are Mandarina Bavaria, Citra and Calypso. Yeah, lemon, a little bit of like I'm not gonna say ruby red, more of like a white grapefruit. A little bit of a grapefruit bitterness I'm getting in the nose. Maybe some soft like peach notes in this one. But definitely like a floral, almost earthy hop component as well. Yeah, this one smells actually super refreshing. Like this smells like a, I don't know, akin to, I don't want to say akin to a Pilsner, but in that realm where it just smells so inviting and refreshing. It doesn't smell like it's going to be like, you know, 7,000 different flavors. It just smells like it's going to be a very refreshing, crisp, and clean beer. But anyway, let's try it out because I want to get into it. Cheers, everyone. All right, so this is, ooh, Jesus Christ, that's dry. I mean, it's like I don't expect it, even though I totally do, but I still don't. On the palate, it definitely has like a seltzer water carbonation bite to it. So first off, this at 6.3% is drinking like higher side of light body. It is thin for 6.3. And drinking like a 4.5%, 5% beer. The mouthfeel is obviously what you would expect from a Brut IPA. Very effervescent. It's spritzy. It kind of, the carbonation just washes everything away from the palate after you basically, you know, take a sip. It's kind of intense. The flavors are nice but mild. Some of that grainy, crackery malt bill mixed in with like more of a, like I said, on the nose, It's like a lemon, big lemon kick. Pithy lemon, almost like a sweeter lemon as well. A little bit of a white grapefruit, slight hints of a soft peach as well. Words are hard sometimes, all the time for me. But I'm starting to, my palate's getting acclimated to it a bit more, and it's dry, but it's not straight on bone dry. It's approaching that, but it doesn't hit that level. Honestly, I'm gonna pour the rest in here because I'm actually enjoying this one quite a bit. I would say, oh man, that was not the greatest idea. I would say I kind of lean towards my friends that say this is one of the better brewed IPAs they've had. It's not blowing me away in any way, but I kind of think this is what the style is intended for. It's very effervescent and spritzy. You're trying to mimic champagne, right? That's the whole point of the brewed IPA. Get that huge carbonation, that huge dryness. And it has a dry finish, but it's not straight on bone dry. It's approaching that, but it isn't reaching that for me. And on top of that, you have, 3 or 4 flavors, but they're done well. You have the grainy / crackery malt bill. You have a bit of lemon, bit of grapefruit, and a bit of soft peach. There is still a floral aspect here that's omnipresent, but it was much bigger in the nose for me. The best way for me to describe this beer in one word would be refreshing. This is actually really refreshing. There is a slight bitterness on the back end too that I didn't mention. 6.3%, can't taste the alcohol. Yeah, this is probably the best brewed IPA I've had to date. I'm actually quite impressed by this. I don't think it's mind-blowing or anything, but as far as the style goes, this is the best I've had so far of the 5 I've had. So, yeah, rating-wise, on the Brut IPA from Brewery Ommegang, I'm going to give this a 3.75 to a 4. I don't know if I want to give it a straight 4 because, as I mentioned, I'm already biased towards the style. I told you guys that at the beginning. It's not one of my favorite styles. But if I was rating this as far as the limited experience I've had with brewed IPAs, I would probably give this like a 4.5. Maybe a 4.75. It's definitely the best I've had so far. It's just extremely well made. But for my own personal palate, you know what? I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's a good beer. I do enjoy this. I'm going to have no problem drinking the rest of it. And if I see more brewed IPAs or I try more brewed IPAs that kind of drink like this, maybe I'll become a fan of the style. Who knows? There's a lot of styles that have won me over by trying a bunch of different ones, and maybe brewed IPAs will be the same. I don't know. Anyway, that was Brewed IPA from Brewery Ommegang. I give it a 4 out of 5. If you guys have had this one, let me know. If you guys see this one around, pick it up. I forget what I paid for this. It's definitely like $2, maybe $2.50. It wasn't that expensive for a single bottle, and it was worth grabbing. At least in my opinion. I got this at a mixed 6-pack at Wegmans grocery store for $1.83. So well worth it if you can get it in that realm. Anyway, in that price range. That does it for another review here on the Beer Patrol. Until the next one, cheers.